Hey everyone, today I want to do a guide on the brand new Crescent Shrine rotations that they added. They added basically they're kind of like elites. They're classified as the same monsters, but there's two brand new rotations they unlocked. They supposedly have better drop rates, so I want to show you guys A, how to get to them, and B, kind of give you a better idea of what these how these new monsters actually function. So I'm at the Crescent Mountains where the Crescent Shrine is. This is kind of hard to explain because there's no minimap in the desert. But here you can see this is one of the normal entrances. Down there is a sculpture. To the left of me is the node manager. You can see the flag on the minimap. I guess I can walk over to show you, but there's the node manager. So this is like a basic starting point, and here's kind of the pathway you normally take to get into Crescents. So in order to get to this new location, it's actually way up in the hills. So here you can see, this is where you normally go to start Crescents, but you're actually going to turn right instead. You're going to go higher up into the mountain range, and in about a minute we'll actually be there. So I'm going up, and the first thing I'm going to do once I hit here is turn left. And now that I'm turning left, there's going to be the staircase, and basically the two rotations are up this staircase, kind of, which bridges across a hill. So now I've got this flat area, and there's going to be the new mobs down here. I'm going to actually throw my alchemy stone in, because these mobs are actually harder than normal Crescents. And you can see they now say possessed by dark, what is it? Keeps running away. Possessed by darkness. So these are the new ones. They're a lot tankier. They take a lot longer to kill, but they supposedly have a higher drop rate on both Soiled Rings and Crescent Rings. But the downside is they don't really drop trash loot. So you can see as I'm killing them here, I'm only getting silver coins, between 100 and 200 silver coins per kill. So you don't have that baseline kind of guaranteed profit that you normally do with trash loot. Normally you calculate, okay, even if I have a bad hour, I'm going to get X amount of money because I make X amount of trash loot at spawn. That's not how this spawn functions, for better or worse. So basically you're going all in on getting rare drops. Now they say the drop rate of the rare items is increased, but that doesn't necessarily translate to more Crescent Rings because it's taking me longer to kill these Crescents than it would the normal Crescents that are down lower in the valleys, not up high in the hills here. So basically you can just run around. There's about 3 or 4 good packs here, and you can keep running this rotation. I have done a couple hours testing. This has only been, at the time of this video, this has only been out for 2 days. But I did a couple hours. The Grave Robber does spawn up here, so you can get the Grave Robber drops to add a bit extra profit. But again, the Grave Robber spawning's RNG. Your Crescent Rings are basically pretty RNG. So you could theoretically hunt here and walk away with just about nothing because there's no trash loot. I haven't gotten scrolls. I've gotten Trace of Death to drop. I think maybe only out of the big ones, but very rarely I've gotten some Trace of Death, which is an alchemy ingredient. But I'm gonna do one last lap here, and then we're gonna go show the other side of this, because honestly I'm not too impressed with this change. Their Trace of Death just dropped, mainly because it's so RNG heavy. The fact that you could walk away with nothing, my experience also has been basically nothing when I've hunted here, kind of makes this place too risky to actually rely on, unless you really need a Crescent Ring for whatever reason. My AP is 258, I believe, if you're wondering. I'm using most of my food buffs, but I'm 258 Awakening. Like I said, these are a lot tankier. Also, they seem to be coded differently because the kills here don't really count as for the daily quests. the other day when I went here, I picked up the daily quest that is in one of the villas. I picked up the daily quest in the red player town. Don't ask me why I was red. But they didn't actually count, so I had to kill the mobs down here. But this is just a little bit up the hill further, and there's a separate rotation. I don't know if I like this rotation. It's got more, I think, overall, but the distance between mobs is more of an issue, so I think it ends up being a little bit slower just because you have to spend more time traveling between mobs. Like, you gotta go up these stairs and back downstairs, so I prefer the other side right when you first come in. But who knows? I don't think these places are going to be that popular. It's only been 2 days. They might be taking feedback and might be willing to change them. I mostly want to get the location out to you guys so other people can test them out and see what they think. But overall, just the fact that you're not really getting anything guaranteed, the fact that you could spend an hour and basically walk away with nothing, it's kind of turned me off, and I don't want to invest a lot of time hunting these. Unless I really needed a Crescent Ring, but these things are pretty tanky. I have 2 Tech Crescent Rings already, so like maybe if I still was trying to make a Tech Crescent Ring, I would think about coming here. But you might need to have a Tech Crescent Ring already to be able to farm here efficiently in the first place. So I'm not particularly sold on this spot. I'm really interested in what you guys have to think. If anybody else's came here and spent time testing it, I'm gonna go back to the other rotation. Like I said, this is the second rotation. I don't think it's as good. These are the only 2 that I've found, but I think this is basically where you want to be, and you kind of try to do 3 separate groups. You kind of do 1 in the corner here, and then once you got most of this mopped up, you can zip out, kind of like a triangle pattern almost is what I've been doing. Basically just trying to pull as many together as possible. But once you do this, I basically shoot off to here as like a triangle point, and then I basically shoot back. But yeah, it's just so low amount of silver that, like, if you get a Crescent Ring, sure, that's good, but it's also really marketplace dependent, because let's say the price of Crescent Rings is down, you have no trash loot to fall back on. You know, trash loot always stays the same no matter what kind of the market values are doing in the economy, but here, because basically all your loot is the Crescent Rings, if Crescent Rings are down, that's just a huge kind of nerf to your money per hour that you can expect in a place like this. So I honestly don't know what the main purpose of this spawn was, but it doesn't seem to be that great for profit to me personally. Again, if you want to try your luck, you know, here's a spot for you, but I'm personally not that impressed. I don't know. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up the video. I hope you can find the location. If not, go back to the start of the video. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys have had any luck here. But thank you very much for watching.